Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Transform with Sita. It has been a while. Life has been very busy, but I am alive and well. I hope you're doing good. Excuse me. I believe the last episode I was talking about was the relief in surrender. Basically, how that surrendering is actually at times the relief that we need. But in this new season, I believe that I just wanted to give you a life date and just to let you know what part of my life I'm in at the moment. So currently, I did change my role, my job role, just because yes, my other job role was very demanding. I feel like it was just a lot in terms of travel wise, so it was very stressful on my mind, body, and everything, my spirit. It was just a lot. I did that for like 2 years, having to travel back and forth, and also it was just quite a very demanding job in general. I took the step finally into just kind of letting go and just kind of realizing the inevitable of kind of being like, I can't continue in this road of constantly being stressed, constantly being tired. My body was showing that I was stressed. Just how I was as a person was showing I was very tired and stressed. And yeah, I needed a break. I needed to, and I believe that God was kind of telling me this for a long time, but I just kind of kept being like, oh, I need the job. I don't want to start again. It's familiar, it's comfortable, and I feel like many of us are in the same situation at times where we're in a place where we know that we've either outgrown it, we've now, we can't continue in the same trajectory. Things have changed in our lives. We no longer have either the time, the strength, we don't have any time to be doing it, or we can't do it anymore, either due to health, mental health, anything, all those things. I think we can sometimes get to that point in our lives, but then we don't want to admit that this is the time to now let go. And I just believe that it was time, even though I was kind of fighting back. I got to the point of just being like, you know what, I think it's time. And yeah, I was looking for other jobs at the time. So in my mind, I was like, okay, Lord, if you want me to leave, I will start, stepping out in faith, looking for other jobs. And if something comes about it, obviously it's from you, please let me get it. But if it's not from you, please let it not come my way. I just kind of was frank with the Lord. I was like, I just don't want to have no confusion or like back and forth. I'm stepping out in faith by looking for new jobs, because I just believe this is, you know, I need to do this now. Which I did. I thought to myself, let me go back to an area that I'd, previously been working in. And I thought it'd be good to kind of go back into that area because I did have more experience in that area for quite some time. So, glory to God, I did apply for a role, but that role was paying less, significantly less than I'd kind of wanted. So in my head, I was like, most likely, even though I do want to leave, I can't, you know, financially, I can't make it work for myself. Obviously, my husband was very supportive, and he was like, I'm with you if you want to leave, as long as you're happy, and you're no longer in this cycle of having to travel early in the morning, finish late in the night, and be coming back exhausted. And it was taking me 2 days to kind of recoup, just because of how long the journey was. Constant trains, buses, well, not buses, but constant trains or taxis that I had to take. And bus, actually, yeah, the first transportation was the bus. So yeah, my husband was very supportive in that. So I'm grateful to God that I have a husband that was actually like, as long as you're happy, your mental health is the most important thing. So, but in my heart, I was kind of like, maybe not. So in my head, I was like, Lord, if it's for me, you know, let them take me. But if not, please don't let it be. And then they called me and said, oh, we're so sorry, that job role is no longer available. And I was like, that's the sign from the Lord. The Lord has told me that this is not the role for me. And in my mind, I was like, I'm actually happy because it was less money than I would have wanted. But then, funnily enough, a month later, I was kind of still applying for jobs at this rate, but not probably as consistently. I was kind of like slowly still applying, but not, constantly all the time. And then the lady that had done my interview, and the recruiter said, "Oh, we wanted you so much for the other role, but obviously got taken down. But we just wanted to know, would you be interested in this new role, which was more money as well? Thank you, Jesus." And I was like, it still was less than what I was previously on, but not as significant. And then I had to also weigh up the option that this role was now so much closer to me in terms of distance, almost like a 5 minute drive. And if I want to walk it, I can walk it for 20 minutes. So I feel like the Lord aligned every single thing in terms of just giving me what I needed. And even in myself, I felt like the Lord was kind of like working on me in terms of just releasing the pride of thinking that having a higher paid job was it and was the achievement that I had to reach. I almost had to just release that to the Lord and be like, you know what, I think I'm also in myself just kind of um limiting myself in essence, because I'm just looking at, oh, this pay, I need the pay to be higher. And it, funnily enough, obviously I did take the job because of just the benefit of like it was closer to home, I could work from home, which is like something I really wanted. And I say all this to say that if the Lord gave me everything that I actually wanted in that role, though although the pay wasn't the pay I wanted, I'm actually better with money now that I'm getting paid less. Crazy, I know, but it literally was the Lord. I can testify this was the Lord, because I was able to work from home more times than I was able to in that previous role. And it was closer to me. It's in the area that I wanted to go back into. I was just kind of like, oh wow, okay, the Lord did it. And it just made me realize like, oh, okay, I see why the Lord was kind of like tugging at me to kind of leave, because he was like, I'm trying to relieve all this stress and this anxiety that you have with this role. Like, just let me in, and then I'll take over. And when I let him in and take over, he literally did his work. He showed his power. And I'll say that to say as well that when I was in that other role, the old role, I was trying to drive and it just was not going to work because it was just so difficult because of my schedule. I was waking up at the crack of dawn, getting home for maybe 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at times. And with the whole train strikes, let's not even talk about it. It was horrendous at times. I was not able to drive. I'm not going to lie. I was not in the mindset to drive. And like I said, it took me 2 days to creep back to being, almost semi-alive. um, so then I just decided I was like, I'm going to start my driving because I was able to work from home now. And it's almost worked out perfectly. So that's four things that I was desiring, and I was able to work from home. The distance was manageable and just great in general. In terms of driving, I was able to drive. It was in the area that I like, in the field of work that I wanted it to go back into. Four things that the Lord just ticked off in one go, and I was just kind of like, okay, I see why the Lord wanted me to let go. And I think this is just an example of surrendering and letting Him do the work, and allowing yourself to just be like, okay, why am I continuously tugging and pulling when God is like, I have more for you, I have better for you, but you're trying to just continue to, grab on and hold on for your dear life, when letting go is the very thing that's going to save you and actually flourish your life. And the fact that my finances are probably better off now with less pay, for me, it's very confusing. But I think because my idea was the more money you have, then therefore you must be, better, you're better with money, or you can save more. But I think sometimes it's actually the other way around, because if you have built that discipline first, building that discipline first is the main important thing. It's not about the money itself. Having the discipline to, save when you have little is actually going to benefit you when you have more money. So it was me actually having to just exercise that discipline now a little bit more, because I was getting paid less money than, I was used to. It's not, crazily less, but still less than what I was used to. So I say all of that to say, I hope that encourages you. This has been my season, where I just kind of transitioned in late July, August, where I, the thing that I was battling with from the beginning of the year, I think, of just kind of like, let me hold on to this job. I don't want to be a failure. I don't want to quit. I don't want to feel like I've just wasted all these years being in this job, and then now I'm just leaving. But then it was almost like maybe that was just me and my pride coming into play. It was almost like you have nothing to prove, but I think I was trying to prove something to myself more than anything. So if you are in that situation, guys, where you're in a role, in a relationship, in a situation where you do feel like I need to, I'm in a transition process, I need to leave, I need to change my habits, I need to change my lifestyle now, like it's too much, and you're feeling that pull and that tug, just fall into it. Fall into it. That's the only way I can say. Fall into it and actually just accept that this is now the new season that I'm in, and it's gonna be okay. So I hope that's encouraged you, because I think that's the thing I've been struggling with in the beginning, from the beginning of the year, just thinking that will I be a failure by quitting? I've worked so hard to get to this place and get to this, and it was almost about just me and my accolades, and I almost feel like the Lord was like, no, it's about me. Let me show you what I can do. If you partner up with me, I'm the one that will be the source of everything that you need. And he did it. He gave me all the things that I had in my mind as well. And some of the things I did pray for, I kept thinking in my head, like, oh, if only I could just start driving. Like, I don't even know where I want to even start, because I don't even have right now the time, let alone the resources. And the weird thing is, when I was trying to look for driving instructors during the year, all of them were saying to me, no, we're full, no, we don't come to your area, no, we can't have you. And I say from 2023 December, I started looking early, just to get started. No one would have me. So tell me why, when I leave the old job, get into my new job, within the space of the week I look for the driving instructor, they have contacted me within 2 days, booked me in, and said yes, lessons will start in 3 weeks, or 3 weeks time. This is when I just realized, maybe sometimes the doors that are shut, and you think, oh Lord, why is it shut? Why am I banging on this door so hard and I can't get in? Why it's happening? It's almost like it physically felt like the door was shut when I was looking for driving instructors. Because when I say I looked everywhere, online, recommendations, there's a lady that even recommended like 4 of her friends, well, people she knew that could, give me lessons, all were fully booked or couldn't do it. They couldn't do the time, or if they could, they couldn't do the time that I was available, just because of my schedule was just so tight. And without a struggle or a tug or a push, this instructor, yep, those days are good, that time's good, yep, I was booked in within, the first that week. And I just waited 3 weeks, obviously, for him to obviously start and everything. But that was fine, because he'd already booked me in. I'd already had the times. He'd booked me in like in advance as well. I was just like, this was only the Lord, because I'd been trying to find the driving instructors this whole time, this whole 9 months maybe, and it just felt like a pull, a struggle. So, that's just another thing that I feel like God did, and I'm so grateful. And I just want to say, be encouraged, guys, that even in the seasons where we feel like, oh, let me just continue holding on and fighting, sometimes I think the Lord just wants you, like I will say, surrender to him, and he'll show you what he can do and just marvel you. So thank you so much for guys for watching. I hope you have been encouraged, and thank you for joining Transform with Sitha.T. Hope you have a good evening, morning, wherever you are, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.